Here it goes. We're probably live right now, honestly.
All right.
Because it says it's still setting it up, but we're always live when it says that. Always.
Oh
yeah, see? Wow, that was fast. Get that up. We're probably live right now.
we are.
We are. Yes. Let's get the link here. Hi, everyone. If anyone is out there in YouTube land.
Right.
Getting our links.
Oh. Welcome, Miss Michelle P. I see you in the chat. Welcome. Thank you.
Shell. Hey, Shell. Wait, Michelle P. Which one?
With two L's.
We're just sending out our links. Our assistant took the day off.
Right.
And I don't know why they must not have they don't hit the notification bell.
Nah, we still got it. We gotta let them know though. Everybody that's watching, please hit the notification bell. And when you do, you want to hit the bell and then hit all. That way you'll get all the notifications for when we go live. It's a beautiful thing. Right. But of course, as you know, like we always do every single week, we're sending out the links. But please sit back, relax, grab your drink, grab your lady, your man, or if you're single, hey, sit back, kick your feet up. It's about to be a good show.
Your dogs, your cats.
You know, I'm an animal person. I like dogs and cats. I've owned both. So hey, if you got a little kitten, meow, or a dog, ruff, have them sit on the couch with you, in the chair, on the floor, on the bed, however you are gonna digest your news tonight. Relax and enjoy the show. It's gonna be a good one. But like we always do, we just gotta send out these links and we just copy and post. Boom. One more. There we go.
I know. This takes so long. It's gotta be an easier way.
Right? All right, this is my last one. Boom. Bang. Tweet.
I'm coming. You're not done yet? Oh my God, you take so long.
There we go. All right, there we go. I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's do it.
And I'm still going.
Oh man.
Wait,
I'm ready.
Oh wait, hold on.
I know y'all like this, so please just hit the like button.
Yeah, while you wait.
Out there. While you wait, hit the like button because you already know you like what's going on. We just gotta get everything ready real quick. And out these messages.
I'm ready. I'm done.
You ready?
Yes.
Oh, I'm still here. Okay. I didn't vanish nowhere.
What happened?
Nah, sometimes when I lean back, you know how I used to vanish. I ain't vanished, so.
No, got it going. We good.
All right. Here we go. You ready? You ready to get this started?
You know, I only got one arm. I can't.
All right. I'm going to hold it down for you. Here we go.
You hold it down.
I'm going to hold it down. I got you. Here we go. Yo. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Frosty McNuggetts. And if this is your first time tuning in, we're a local online news show. We talk about local, national, and international news. I am your co-host, Frosty McNuggetts.
I am your co-host or hostess. Host? I don't know what I am, but Blonde Quest, aka Frosty Knowledge.
Yeah. Well,
which I forgot to put on
that's host titles. We are your lovely people, news givers, reporters.
He's lovely.
I don't know,
He's
but we're
lovely.
here.
He's lovely. That's all you need to know is he is lovely.
Yes, yes.
Look at that smile. It's just lovely.
Um, but we're about to just get right into it. We got a lot going on. A lot has happened uh, since the last time we talked. But I hope everybody's has had a good week. Um, hold on, there we go. I hope everybody's had a good week. Um, Staying safe, of course. If you can, please get vaccinated, get the shot, go online, schedule it. Um, because I wanna go, I wanna go to the movies. I know people are starting to go out there, because of course things opening, but people still, please get the shot, get vaxxed, all that, so we can get back to some normalcy. Um, but other than that, hope everybody's had a good week. Um, yeah, let's get into these quick news. What's up, quick news? This is just some quick stuff for you. Um, oh, I didn't lost my quick news. I didn't, I didn't, I didn't label my quick news, y'all. Wow. Hold on.
So you
Oh,
have a bunch of stuff on paper. You gotta try
yeah, no,
to
I
finish.
got
Yeah.
notes, but I
Yeah.
didn't label because I always put a Q in at the end of it for quick news.
Oh, I
Um,
thought that was for QAnon. I'm like, great, what's up?
oh, those crazy people. I totally forgot about that. Wow, yeah.
It's still
Nah, it's
there.
not for that. It's not for that. No. Um, this quick news for today, Biden unveils his infrastructure plan. Um, there's a lot of good and bad going on with that. But I'll have some links where you guys can come to your own opinions about it. Um, it's infrastructure, it's bridges, roads, building up, getting things up to par. It's something that's very much needed. There's a lot of potholes, a lot of old bridges that need to be fixed, and that also creates jobs. The infrastructure plan
Right.
that any president puts out is always very important, because it creates jobs, it helps the GDP, and it makes the president look good. Let's just be honest.
Right.
He did
Right.
something that helped everybody. So, unfortunately, when the last one was in office, I don't think there was an infrastructure plan. He just had
No.
infrastructure week with trucks. Um,
Right. Oh, is that when he was on the fire truck? No, I don't.
yeah, that was his infrastructure. It wasn't a plan. It was a week of just
Right.
corporate just showing off their latest toys. It wasn't actually something beneficial. But
Right.
um, check it out. Again, I'll have links for where you can check out Biden's infrastructure plan. And Also, this is the other thing. I'll have a link for it as well. But back in 2017, it was kind of, you might have heard about it, you might not. But three police officers were accused of beating up a black undercover cop that was at a protest in St. Louis. The fact that the black cop was undercover, the police are saying that he was just documenting. They wanted to have something for history. I think it's a crock of shit. But anyway, while he was undercover, three of his fellow police officers beat the crap out of him. It was so messed up. Busted lip, bloody eye. They really put a number on. Well, one of them got off, and two may not have to go back to a retrial. There was a hung jury. But again, I'll have links to this and the infrastructure plan in the description after the show. That's all I got for quick news. What you got, Miss Lona?
Quick news, something you'll be very happy about. New York legalized marijuana. Aren't you happy?
Ooh!
Yeah, I knew you would
Congratulations, New
enjoy
York.
that. I,
Congratulations.
I knew that would
They
make you happy. Also,
Congratulations.
yeah, I mean, yeah, good for New York. I'm surprised we did it before New York did.
Yeah, that
which
is
is
surprising. I
Mhm.
mean, it's good, but the main thing is that it's, you know, black and brown people won't have to worry about, you know,
Being arrested.
being arrested, being locked up, and for whole. I think there was. Is there? I heard. Well, no, I think that was for something else. But hey, that's good for them. You know, hopefully, um, people with only uh, marijuana charges can get out because of that.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's black and brown people have been persecuted for that for so long, been stereotyped and labeled. White people been doing the same.
Yeah.
That's all.
I
That's
know.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about
Uh, okay. Also in New York, they will be taking the qualified immunity away from cops to make them more accountable. So New
it.
York is
Nice.
rocking this week. So
Okay,
yeah,
New
so
York.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully more states adopt that because that just means if no one knows what qualified immunity is, if you take that away, then that means you can hold these cops accountable by suing them, right? So not only are you suing, prosecuting the state or the police force, you can actually go after that cop. So maybe they'll
Mm-hmm.
think twice about what they're doing if you can go after them personally. So
And
kudos to
you
New
know,
York because
thinking
that
about all the millions of dollars that unfortunately the state has to pay out for cops' misbehavior. If a cop
right,
has to pay even a fraction of that, unless
right.
they've been having cases of overtime fraud, a lot of them don't have, you know, even $100,000 to
Right.
pay a family if they get sued, let alone, you know, 25 million, $34 million. So they better think twice.
Uh, right. Yeah. Next, quick news. If you're just joining us, we're just going over some quick news, and then we're going to get into some trivia before we get to the heavy stuff. Um,
Yes.
more quick news. So, in response to the Georgia bill that was just passed, aka voter suppression bill, aka Jim Crow bill, um, approximately 79 CEOs and executives, Black, called out the two companies that are headquartered in Georgia, Coca Cola and Delta, because they stayed quiet. They donate to the Republicans and the Georgia Republicans, and they stayed quiet when this bill was passed. These Black CEOs are like, no, you need to speak out, or there's going to be a problem. Like, do you agree with this? So they finally, I think it was yesterday, finally spoke out about the Georgia bill saying, it is suppressive. It has nothing to do with trying to get back the integrity of voting and all that other stuff. They said that bill was based on a lie because there was no problems with the ballots or with voting. The only person that had a problem with voting and tried to still ballot is who? Trump. He's the one that's being investigated for voter fraud. Like literally,
Mm-hmm.
Trump is the one. That's so crazy. Next, I think we
Real
have
quick, real
some.
quick. I just want to, real
Okay.
quick before you go, I want to add something to that.
Okay.
This just proves everything that we've been preaching on this show. Everything that Miss Lana just talked about proves what we've been talking about this show. Our voice matters. Think about
Right.
that. They haven't said nothing before.
Right.
The moment we spoke up, the moment we
Right.
spoke up, what they do? You know, the moment we spoke up and went out to the ballot box with our voices and we said, this is what we want. This is what we want. And we got it.
Right.
That just proves
Well, we didn't really
that,
get it because the bill was still there.
yeah. No,
So
but
we
I'm saying as
didn't get
far
it,
as when
but
we went to when we with
right.
Ossoff and Warnock, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just saying that our voice matters. And the
Right.
bills that they're trying, these suppressive bills, it just proves that
Excuse me.
what we say and the things that matter to us as a
Right.
community, as a collective, means something. And if we all go out in a force, we can get the changes that we need. Not
Right.
only at the ballot box, but we can make these corporations, realize, what they're doing is wrong by supporting these racist people. I mean,
Right.
they're giving it to individuals. It's not like they're donating to the RNC. They're donating to individuals in the Republican Party.
Right.
You
So
know?
we just have to use our voices. I would
Yeah.
still boycott Coca-Cola and Delta because they're only doing that because they don't want you to boycott. They're trying to save their asses. Excuse me, I have like a tickle. I'm sorry. Uh, next quick news. We have someone from Baltimore in the house. Maybe they can elaborate in the chat. But Baltimore will no longer prosecute low-level crimes, drug possession, prostitution, excuse me, things like that. And they're not going to prosecute low-level crimes. One of the reasons is because of COVID. They don't want to keep putting people in jail for these low-level crimes, and COVID is spreading rampant. So that's why they're doing it. Also to decrease the people interacting with police. Is the less interaction, the less chance you have of police brutality, especially over these little things. So I don't know. They said that their data is showing that crime is going down. Again, I know we have someone from Baltimore in our chat. Maybe they can write something down about that, like elaborate a little more if they've heard about it. And that's my quick news.
We need to have some music. I'm gonna get us some theme music or a little boombox so I can be like, all right.
Excuse me.
Real.
Sorry, everyone.
Nah, do what you do.
I have a tickle.
Do what you do.
Right. So my quick news, that is it. So next segment, sing your song.
Yeah, we're about to keep this moving. As we keep this show moving, again, I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. If you do, please hit that like button. But now, instead of quotes, because we're gonna get into that when we get into the main show, the main part of the show. Instead of quotes, because of what's been going on lately, we actually, or Miss Lana got some questions. You gonna quiz us today? Little quiz, little pop quiz, something.
Yeah. We
little
got
trivia.
Got a little bit of trivia for you.
Nice.
The quotes were very depressing this week. Like I just could. It was just, I already knew we were going to talk about the trial. I didn't want to bring those quotes in here. So before the seriousness comes, we're going to play a little trivia. If you guys are ready, I'd appreciate that.
All right.
So if you are new to the chat group, if you're new to the show, because I see some new people. Hi, Brent. Chase, I saw you there. Jerry, thank you for coming. We're going to get into the news in a little bit, but we're going to lighten up the mood before we get into the heavy news. So we're going to do a little bit of trivia. Typically, we're doing quotes of the week, but the quotes are all just sad. So we're going to do something happy.
Right.
Sad. Okay. So first question. What country produces the most coffee in the world?
Oh, hold on. Now, I'm gonna wait 10 seconds because I wanna see, our wonderful guests and all the new people. I'm gonna give them a chance. But I have an idea. Now, repeat the question one more time.
What country produces the most coffee in the world? Tick, 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 tick. Chase, he did it. Brazil.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Very good. All right. Let's see. Next, what was the first state?
Say that again.
What was the first state?
The first state of mind.
Nope. The first state. And if we have somebody who is running for any office in our chat, they should know this answer. No names.
No names.
Yes, Delaware. Shell and infinite content. Got it.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm
All
telling you, we
right,
got some of the
next.
smartest viewers online.
Yeah, they
You guys
are.
rock.
Let's go. Wait. Oh, you're reading the chat. I'm like trying to read the
Yeah,
chat.
I'm reading the
and
chat. Yo,
answers.
I'm just gonna
Okay, you
say
got it.
all
Okay.
my answers. I'm gonna defer to the chat just because, you know, y'all smart. So
Yeah.
what's the next one? What's the next one?
All right. How many hearts does an octopus have? Yes, Delaware,
Oh,
Brent. So maybe we need to give them a little more time. He said Delaware. How many hearts does an octopus have? Oh, wow. I forgot to put the answer.
I think I know.
I think I remember. I forgot to write the answer. I got it. I remember.
We got it. We
I
got
swear.
it. We got it.
I swear.
All right.
Take-
I'm gonna put my answer out there. I'm gonna say 12.
Less than. More than 2, less than 12.
We
Less
got
than
5.
less than 5, more than 2.
We got 4.
Less than 5, more than 2. Less than 4, more than 2.
Oh man.
Less than 4, more than 2.
I'm gonna go with 3.
3, yes.
3.
Yeah. All right. Name 2 Sean Combs names. That sounds weird. Name 2 names that Sean Combs goes as. 2 other Sean Combs names.
Dang. Did he go Mr. Love? Mr. Love Hug? Love a Hug? Hug Love something? And P. Diddy.
Yep, P. Diddy is 1.
I'm trying to think. That
Yeah,
was
Puffy.
Puffy.
He got it. And infinite content. Yes, Puffy. All right, let's see.
Puffy.
How many bones do sharks have?
How many bones?
Yeah, bones. Yeah, Diddy and Puff. Oh, Brent's very slow. Maybe because he's behind.
I want.
Chase. Chase got
None.
it.
See, I was thinking
Chase
that. I'm like, I don't think
all
they
about
do.
that. Yeah. Yeah,
Gelatin,
none.
or they just got fat.
Yeah, none. All right, last question. What's the hardest rock?
Cartilage.
Yeah,
That's
0.
cartilage.
0 was right. The hardest rock.
All right. I'm gonna have to get my Indiana Jones hat on for this.
Cartilage.
He likes to dig in the dirt.
The hardest rock. Maybe Brent's son would know. Brent, ask your son what's the hardest rock.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Infinite
you got me. You got me stumped.
Infinite's quick. He's quick, boy.
Hey, Infinite be on point, yo.
He does. He does. He is quick. Very, very quick. All right. That was the trivia.
Nice.
Now it's
nice.
time to
I learned something today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I learned
I mean,
it.
I had a whole bunch
something.
of questions, but
well,
yeah. So next segment. Go on.
Yes.
Give us the music.
We are going to the next segment. Do. Going. All right. That was okay. That was cringe. Anyway, we're going into the next segment. This is getting to the meat of the show. It's we're gonna give you updates. We're gonna give you the update on what's been going on with the Derek Chauvin case. Well, if you guys didn't see the title, the Chauvin murder case. because that's exactly what this gentleman did. But with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic off to Miss Lana, let her proceed.
Yes. Infinite, we didn't do quotes this week because the quotes were really just really sad and depressing, and I didn't want to, I wanted to do something fun before we got into it. So that's why there are no quotes. Come back next week and we will have some quotes for you. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll
But
try
you
to
did
find
good in
some.
the game though for the quizzes.
Right, exactly. I like the quotes too. So before we get into that, I just want to mark what today is. It is April 1st. Some people say April Fool's Day, but on April 1st in 1807 in Ohio, they legally prohibited Blacks from testifying in cases involving whites. So as a result, for the next 40 years, white people could do whatever they wanted to Black people, and Black people could not testify against them for 40 years. That alone is worth reparations. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone thinks that Black people should not get reparations, something is wrong with you. Like, you just don't know about all, like, yes, we were enslaved. Yes, we were freed, but we were still enslaved again because that's exactly what this is. And it's for 40 years. 40 years. You could not even testify against someone white.
I mean,
And
it's like just looking at that alone, and not saying that laws and things and what we talk about, how the system is set up against us, and how there's two Americas, two judicial systems, like little things like that. And people need to be aware of, because this is what we talk about when we say the system is rigged against us.
Right.
How are you for 40 years? And think about what that means in the sense of being a juror. Think about what that means in the sense of justice. Yes, a lot of people don't like jury duty. Yes, it can be an inconvenience, but at the same time, being able to have the way we think now, or just having that forward way of thinking, regardless of time, but just knowing, like, yo, you have the chance to say, no, that didn't happen. That's wrong. Your evidence is bullshit, and this person needs to be acquitted. But not being able to do that, and then just creating that atmosphere of, oh, jury duty is a pain. We're not gonna get justice.
Right.
So I don't know. That's crazy.
No,
mean,
that's a good point. That is a good point. People complain about jury duty, and that is our civic duty. Like, it's not a pain. It's something we have to do because we're somebody's peer. It's a jury of your peers. So we're skipping out of jury duty. They need us. You know what I mean? Whoever's on trial, someone could be wrongly convicted of something. They need us. They need our voice. Just like jobs now, they're trying to get diverse jobs for that reason, because they want diverse voices, someone who thinks a little differently than the typical person. So yeah, you're absolutely right for bringing that up. Absolutely right. And just let's say this Chauvin case, the reason why these police officers are on trial is because of, look who the district attorney is. And that's why we say all elections count. The big, the small, down ballot, up ballot, student council, it doesn't matter. It all counts. It all comes back to, look at Georgia. That's what it comes back to. It flipped, but did it really flip? So, that's important. The census is important, and you doing your jury duty is important. So
it
what?
Seems. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
No, go ahead. I'll save it for after.
Oh, okay. So
go ahead.
What we're gonna do now is talk about the trial, and we're going to kind of break down like the highlights of the day. We're going to talk about what the defense is trying to do, what the prosecution is trying to do. You want me to start?
Yeah, go right ahead. Get right into it.
So, of course, the defense is going to use racist tropes, right? So the prosecution and defense actually agreed that racism wouldn't be a thing in this case, right? We're not going to bring up racism. But the only person that's doing it on the sly, like these microaggressions about racism, is the defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's the mob, he keeps calling them like angry bystanders. He's calling them like they were yelling, is that you swearing? So they're trying to make it seem, and this is the defense, like they couldn't do their job properly because of these screaming bystanders were distracting them. They're also going to color Mr. Floyd as this big black. They're not going to say black, but this is how they think of the black men. Is the big black angry man. So that's their
Mm-hmm.
defense. You know what I mean? Because that's all they have. It's like, oh, poor Mr. Chauvin is so afraid of this big black man. So he had to, yeah, okay. I'm just telling you, this is what they have to do.
Yeah.
So this is their thing. So the prosecution has to be flawless with this, that like literally they have to be flawless because as we talked about earlier, it just takes one juror to mess everything up and there's like a hung jury. So the
Mm-hmm.
prosecution, they're very smart. What they're going to do is, which is a shame you have to do, you have to humanize George Floyd. He's a human already, but
Right.
because he's black and we already know what the defense is going to do to him, we have to humanize him first. So that's why, you see the girlfriend on there talking about him and, showing him. They were smart because they showed him in the store before it happened, because they're going to say he was hooked on drugs. Oh, but he's dancing around. It's not like he's in the store throwing stuff and
Mm-hmm.
my arm. And he wasn't. So that's what the prosecution is doing. And they're basically letting the video be the star witness of this trial, because the video is from here, it's from there, it's from every angle. You get to see everything. So that video right there is the star witness. So
Yep.
that's basically what's happening. So if you want to go with day one, what did you think were the highlights of day one?
So for me, it was just knowing, like, so correct me if I'm wrong, the MMA bodyguard or fighter,
Was he on day
William.
one or day two?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't recall.
So let's do
I
day
can't.
one and two together. We'll just do day one
Yeah.
and two.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
apologize. I
No, it's fine.
apologize about that. I apologize about that.
Donald Williams. Donald
Yeah,
Williams.
Donald Williams. That was the gentleman's name. Hearing what he had to say and just kind of like what you said, the defense tried to put him in that category of being part of the angry mob. Like, well, weren't you angry? And it's also about the line of questioning. It's how they ask the question. Being very precise in the type of wording, because they're lawyers. That's what they're paid to do, right? But he saw what they were trying to do in the line of questioning. He's like, you're not going to paint me as being angry to fit your narrative, because if I'm angry, that means, and this isn't his words, but if the defense can paint him as being angry, which he was part of the group of people that were there, they can say not only was he angry, he can represent the mob, which means now the cops can't focus on George Floyd. They have to worry about this angry group of people yelling and cursing at him. Like, he's not. That's not. He was like, I had to pull professional. I had to be professional about it.
Right.
I had to control myself to make sure nothing else was going to happen.
Right. Right. Let's say his quote. His quote
Yeah.
was, I stayed in my body. You're not going to color me an angry black man. That's what he said.
And that's what they're trying
And
to kind of paint George, Mr. Floyd as. Instead of being
mhm.
angry, he was big, he was high on drugs, you know, that narrative that they're looking for, that trope that you were talking about in the
Right.
open.
Right. And it's interesting because, that just all falls apart anyway. That they're going through the motions with this, but honestly, the videos are not lying. You pan out and you see the crowd, and it's like literally 12 people in the crowd. 6 of them are kids. You have a 9-year-old, you have like teenagers there. They're all kids. And then there's the older gentleman who got
Yeah,
out
the
of his
older
car.
guy.
Right. So, day one, what captured me was that it was the dispatcher, and she was watching the traffic in that area. She has cameras that watch the
Mm-hmm.
traffic there, and she saw it going down, and she said she thought her screen was frozen. That's how, like, because Chauvin didn't move from that position. She thought her screen was frozen. That's crazy. And she called her supervisor. So that was like an instance of someone calling the police on the police.
Mm-hmm.
They were all calling the police on the police. Like, imagine you on that man's neck that long that she hitting her screen like, wait, what's going on? It must be
Right?
broken. That's unbelievable. So she called the supervisor and she said she believed she witnessed a murder. That's what she said. And again, there's a lot of emotion. Everyone cried on that stand.
Mm-hmm.
Day two, Donald Williams too. He struck me because, and it's interesting because everyone the prosecution is calling, they just happen to be like an expert in their field of what they do. Like, you got the
Mm-hmm.
dispatcher, right? So she knows, like, procedural wise what's going on. She's watching it. And you got a mixed martial artist or whatever there who knows chokeholds, who's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, bruh, get your knee off he can't breathe, bro. You, like, just over and over and over again. And he started crying because it's like, here's a black man who wants to save another black man, but he can't do it the way he wants to because he would be in that position too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
your hands are tied. Like, how crazy is that?
That's that's that got to be heartbreaking. I mean, yeah, we saw it in the video, but seeing a video and being there, of course, is two entirely different things. He was
Right,
there, front and
right,
center.
right.
Like it's heartbreaking to see. And I know he's just that's just it.
Right, because what could I
That's your
have
brother.
done? I should have. He's probably like, I should have just broke free and got it. Like, he's probably, all those things are running through his mind. This is what
Hmm.
I should have done, and I didn't do it. Like, so that was awful. I think on day two, Darnella, the 17-year-old that took the video, what did you think about her?
Um, well, one, if people didn't get a chance to see that, they didn't show her face because she was 17 at the time. So they still wanted to protect her identity. So they didn't actually show her. And again, this is for the people who didn't get a chance to see the trial or to see her testimony or her on the stand, if you will. But it it touched me because she was heartbroken, just kind of
Yeah,
like the gentleman.
yeah,
She wanted to do everything she could. She wanted to help,
right.
and just her having to just be like, hearing her just, it was, it wasn't, I was
It's
just
hard
like,
to hear. Yeah.
I can't even get the words out. It was
Right.
this whole situation, and I'm gonna save it for the end. I'm not gonna get into that. But just her testimony, if 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 the jury couldn't see the severity of what was going on, if you can't hear like everybody that's been, I'm kind of rushing it. It was big to hear what she had to say. Basically,
Right.
it was it
Right.
was it was impactful. Um, because again, she had the footage right there, so you got to see
For the
everything
full time, for
the
the
full
full
time.
time. So
It was
she was so, yeah.
she's seen it from start to finish. I don't
Right.
know, again, I'll save that comment for the end of the show, but just her statement was just, I think it was just impactful. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I got on that.
Yeah. So what struck me was, and this is the thing, um, so the defense, another thing that they have to do is try to smear the character of the witnesses.
Hmm.
So with Mr. Williams, they tried to make him out to be like angry, and they would play the video of him swearing, and he's like, yeah, if you hear that on tape, then that's what I said. Like, he's just telling him, like, I know what you're doing. Oh, okay, if I said that, then I said that. Like, okay. Same with Donella. At the last question that he asked her, he said something like, because she recorded it, and he
Hmm.
said, did your life change after that? Because he's asking her about like social media and if she recorded it. And then he just sat down because he wanted them to think like this is his kid, and she just wanted popularity, and she like it was
Yeah,
just
she did it for the
weird.
gram.
Yeah, right, exactly. And for some likes and clicks and stuff.
Yeah.
So, of course, the prosecution came back, and he was like, or it was the woman, I'm not sure which one, questioned her and asked her, how did your life change? And, what she said probably blew the defense away. They're probably like, Chauvin was probably writing shit on his paper, like, damn. So she was like, I stay awake at night apologizing to George Floyd for what I didn't do because I feel like I could have done something. That little girl is that just post traumatic stress disorder. And then she said, I do realize that it's not what I could have done, it's what Chauvin could have done different. It's not what I could have done different. But they have survivor's remorse. They're gonna
Hmm.
have it because you've got to replay that over and over. And again, she said, I have a father. Every time I look at George Floyd, I see my dad. My dad is black. My brothers are black. My friends are black. Like, she said that. And I'm like, girl, you go, right?
Hmm.
Girl, you go,
Like,
because she had,
that's not a video that's not a video you want. I mean, you want it to go viral, but not in the sense of what
she didn't,
people
right.
who
She
don't
didn't expect,
understand what a
right,
viral
right.
moment is. Because you have a lot of older adults, even some young people, but mainly older adults who don't understand what a viral video is. And they just know, like, oh, it went viral because a lot of people clicked on it and watched it. You know what I mean? So they're probably coming in it from, oh, you probably got likes and clicks and everybody knew your name and you was high five. Like, that's not that
Yeah,
different.
he's trying to discredit her, but she
Yeah.
fooled him. And the 9-year-old came next. I think that was day two. She wasn't questioned by the defense because they knew better. The last thing they want is to see a 9-year-old crying on the stage. And she testified to seeing the EMT taking Chauvin's knee off of his neck. Like, that's the only time it happened, when somebody else did it for him. So she testified to that, and kudos to her. She's a brave 9-year-old. you
Yeah.
know she probably asked to testify. She probably wanted to do something, wanted to help, because she saw it too. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
and that's the thing that that's what I've been gathering. Again, I have to save it for the end of the show as far as my comments on it. But it's,
Okay.
whew,
Also on day two was the off-duty firefighter, and her testimony was really effective and very good. Did you see her?
unfortunately, I did not. I didn't get a chance to see
Yeah.
her testimony.
They pulled the misogyny card on her, for sure. So, of course, so the defense, their defense is trying to say the mob was crazy, everyone was yelling, we couldn't render. CPR or whatever. And so they tried to ask her, would you have been able to do that with that crowd or any crowd? And she said, I'm very confident in my skills.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah. She
Okay,
kept
yeah,
saying
I
that. They
did.
kept asking her like all kind of ways until Sunday. And she's like, no, I'm confident in my skills. Like, why would a crowd stop anyone from giving CPR? Like, are you joking?
I've never seen that.
If you are trained in CPR, if you have that card and you see a medical emergency, it is your duty. That is what they teach you in CPR. It's your duty to help. It don't matter if there was 50 people. You got to get up under there and start trying to save that man. You didn't want to save him because there was no end game. Like my head keeps going like, when was he ever going? It was almost like he wanted to kill him. Like it was intentional. Like he really just wanted him dead because what were you waiting for? You didn't call the backup. You didn't call the fire department. You didn't call anyone until you knew he was dead. That is when you called. So what were you waiting for? What was anyone wait like? No one was thinking like Tao was standing there. You weren't like, bro, what are we waiting for? Like, what's going on here? When we go back in the car, like, what are you waiting?
There were 4 officers there.
Right.
4 officers. They all have walkie-talkies. Your knee is on him. You could have used your hand, which were in his pockets. Station, I need backup. But you didn't do nothing. Your hands was in your pocket. The 2 dudes behind you didn't do nothing. Like nobody could have called.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What was the end game here? We're just gonna stand here all night? Like literally, and I'm not trying to be joking, but what if he didn't die for 20 minutes? Like I'm just trying to, what if it took 20 minutes? You were gonna have your knee in his neck for 20 minutes? Because there was just no ending to it. It was insane. And I'm surprised it was only 12 people out there. That keeps stunning me too. Like that was it. Yeah, that's crazy. So wow, but she was good. She too cried on the stand because again, she tried to help. And they're like, no, well, if you're an off-duty firefighter, you know the rules or whatever. You know what to do. Go stand on the corner. Like what?
Wow, man. So far, everything that we've said was somebody was trying to help.
Everybody, exactly.
Everybody that we've talked, all the people that have been on the stand so far,
right,
where it felt guilty. They wanted to help because what they were seeing wasn't right.
Right.
Like that. Like think about that. We all saw the video. I don't recommend you seeing it if you haven't. But we've all seen the video.
Right.
Like everybody was like, yo, get your knee off him. Everybody in the video. And to hear from their own words, like, I wanted to help. It's just mind-boggling. Like, anyway, let's continue because we have more to talk about.
Yeah. So day 3, we had the cashier, which was really sad too, because now he feels guilty saying, he said, did you see him? That he shouldn't have taken the $20 bill. He's like, if I had known this was going to happen, I would have. But the interesting thing is like, that's why I guess Baltimore, not arresting people for low-level crimes, it makes sense because look at this. Like, why is he even being arrested anyway? If it was a suspected counterfeit, you didn't even know that if it was counterfeit or not. The kid didn't know. He's like, nobody trained me. I don't know. He's probably just looking in the air like, I don't know. It doesn't look right, but I'm not sure. He doesn't know. And he also testified that he didn't think Floyd knew. He didn't even think George Floyd knew it was. But that's not even the case. If Floyd stole chips or anything out of that store, he still doesn't deserve to die. Police are not the judge, jury, and executioner. You are innocent until you're proven guilty. They treat Black people guilty than execution. Like there's no middle ground. That we're not innocent. And it's insane. It's like that man shot up that whole grocery store and they walked him and a cop. He shot up the
And a
grocery
cop.
store and amongst the dead is a police officer and they still walked that guy out casually. Just walked him out. Watch your head. Like
Mm-hmm.
George Floyd didn't do anything. He didn't kill anybody. That's
And
insane.
it's a $20 bill. Like, okay, if it
It's
was fake,
20.
that's wrong. Okay, we get it. That's wrong. But a guy, like you said, walks into a grocery store, kills one police officer, and kills 10 innocent, a kid included. And like you said, walks out, nothing. Just, oh, watch your head, sir. But again, if regardless if he knew or not, it's 20
Uh-huh.
bucks. It's a misdemeanor.
It's $20. Right,
The
exactly.
man lost his life. Like
Yeah.
it, it
It's bad. Uh, day 4. This today was probably the most damning for the defense. It was just they had a bad day today because today they had the captain of the fire department, which was the woman who was off duty firewoman, her boss, because she
mhm.
called him and he said that he called his boss. Again, it's like all of these people, it's like police calling the police on each other. Like this personnel was calling this personnel on the cops, and y'all all worked together, but they knew it was wrong. He called his boss and said he witnessed a man killed in police custody. I wish they would have shown Chauvin's face when he said that. Like I would have loved to see their face because you didn't expect that, you know. So that was pretty big. Chauvin's boss said the same. Well, he didn't say that, but he did say that once the handcuffs are on, there should be no more use of deadly force. And that was Chauvin's boss.
Like
So
it's again, now that you bring that up, what was the end? What was his end? Like
right.
what it the man was in handcuffs. You had an officer on his legs, you had an officer on his feet, you had, you
Yeah.
know, Officer Tao, I don't know, being a bodyguard, I don't know, but you had three other officers with you. In and he was in handcuffs. You didn't have him under control. There where was his leg? Was he kicking? Was he kicking the
Right.
officers? Did they say he was wiggling and moving? Did was he they not have picked him up? And I now I'm really confused. What was your end game?
And it's
Yeah, he
crazy
was.
because
It doesn't
you
make sense.
have, yeah, you had Donald Williams was saying, bruh, he's human. And I always say it, you know, racists and white supremacists, they do not see black men as human.
Hmm.
They just don't. It's like he wouldn't have done that to his dog.
No,
He wouldn't have
no.
done it to his dog. If he saw somebody doing that to a dog, he'd probably arrest them. He
Yeah,
wouldn't have done it to his dog. There's no way you can hear a man begging and then you just continue. Like you don't even get him up and say, okay, that's enough. Let's get him in the car. Nothing. Yeah, oh my goodness.
Um, real quick, it was Fire Captain Jimmy Norton.
Okay.
Um, that was part of uh, one of the witnesses um, today as well. Um, lot of witnesses, all saying the same thing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
um, trying to help,
Right.
not getting the call in time,
Right.
working on obviously seeing when they're putting him on the gurney. Oh, this man's already. He's
Okay.
already deceased. Every witness tried to help. Everyone. All of them.
Except for the ones that were actually trained to help and that can stop it.
Right? All of them. And Officer Tao. And again, if you haven't seen the video, again, I don't recommend it. But Officer Tao, he was the short, bald-headed guy.
I recommend it. Watch it. You watch that video so you can see what America is and what we're talking about. Because when Black and brown people say that we face police brutality, it is true. So don't let them off the hook. No, watch it.
No?
You should watch it.
Yeah.
We need to know. You know, and to be honest, as bad as it is, our children need to know. They need to see it because they need to know how dangerous it is out there. And it's a shame that we have to do that to teach our kids because, you know, oftentimes they're not doing anything wrong. And he's telling them, I'm claustrophobic. It's like, and that's where we always talk about, like, you know, don't like the word defund the police, but take some money and put it into other resources. Maybe you could have had someone else on the scene that could have talked him into the car. Like if he's high and he doesn't want to get in the car because he's claustrophobic because he's been shot again, maybe somebody else could have talked him into the car. And again, and it's still like, why is he going into a police car for counterfeit money? Like, it's just, you write him a ticket and go. Like, you're actually taking him in. It's so bizarre. And then the guy said forgery. When he said, why do I have to go? The cop said forgery. And he goes, what forgery? He said, what for? I'm saying the same thing. Like, what forgery? What are you talking about? They didn't even know. They probably don't even know.
Forgery is like
writing
somebody's name, writing a bad check. That's totally different than counterfeits.
Right. He said
forgery. 2 different letters of the alphabet.
The cop said forgery. Because they probably don't even know. They probably literally didn't even know. It's just like Black man coming out of a store. He's big. Let's take him down. Like, it's just, you know, it's pretty sad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so yeah, so it definitely has been a trying week, but I am glad that we're in the trial. I am glad that, you know, he may be held accountable.
I really do hope he's going to be held accountable. With all the different testimonies and different witnesses coming up. And again, all of them saying they wanted to help. The fact that you have other law enforcement calling law enforcement, like you said, Ani, like that should say what happened was wrong. You know, again, if yelling is different than squirming around, if he was uncooperative, you would have seen it in the video. Chauvin would have been doing all of this. Only person that was moving the most was Tao. And that was the cop that was talking to the 12 people that was there.
Yeah.
You know, he was the one doing all the moving. He was the one doing the most motion. Chauvin and the 2 other cops were motionless. All they had to do was move their head. They didn't look nervous. They didn't look like there wasn't any physical.
No, they weren't afraid.
They weren't afraid. There was nothing about them that said,
no,
I feel threatened.
Yeah, no one who's threatened keeps their hands in their pocket like that. When your hands are in your pocket, that means you're comfortable. You're chilling. And he wanted to. He wanted to show them.
Let me get a smoke and a pancake.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to show that crowd that he was in control. He was the boss. That's why his hands, like, body language means a lot. means a lot. And that man, his whole body language was like, yep, I'm superior. I do what the hell I want out here in these streets.
And you ain't gonna stop me,
That's
and no one is either.
I
Like,
hope he takes the stand so they can clobber him.
yeah, yeah.
So, but
It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah,
Um.
that's all I got.
So we did talk about his girlfriend Courtney Ross.
Oh,
She
right.
also testified as well. Um. And it's I think the defense is trying to assassinate his character, trying to
Don't
find
say
any,
think. They are. They
yeah,
are.
any
Mhm.
little thing, because when she was on the stand, they asked, it was all about his mom and how did he act when he was high, and what how did he feel when his mom died. Like, really, how would you feel if your mom died? And
Right.
excuse me for saying that, if someone had passed away, like, how, that's not, that's a question that you don't have to ask. You just know, like, no one's gonna be okay. Some people may hide it differently, but everybody, if it's someone they cared about, someone they spent a lot of time with, anybody's gonna be hurt. So what for me,
Yeah, Jerry
whatever
made a good
he,
point.
what
Jerry
kind of
made a good point in there.
what did Jerry
Because
say? What did
yeah, they
Jerry
would
say?
remember they worked together, those two. He said that they had a conflict a week earlier, and that may come out later on. Chauvin and that cop,
Hmm.
they had an issue. So that's why I say, what was the end game? Like,
Yeah.
apparently you really didn't like him. You knew who he was. See, Chauvin's not gonna, because that's gonna, if Chauvin takes the stand, that's gonna come out.
Hmm.
He probably ain't taking that stand, but he needs to.
Yo, it's this is just, oh, it's
Sorry.
messed up. But so no, totally fine, totally fine. So she was on the stand. They questioned her again about his character. Asked questions that, what does that have to do with this police officer's knee on his neck?
Yep.
Okay. And we were talking about this before, because um, during the questioning of his ex girlfriend, they were asking about drugs and who you buy drugs from, and have you ever been high around him, and if so, did he OD? Like, all these questions. Like, yes, if this was a drug case, if this was, you know he was caught with, a couple bags on him, and then they searched his car and he had a couple keys on him. Like,
Right.
if this had to do with drugs as the main focal point of the case, then
Right.
yes, all these questions that you're asking her would be relevant.
But the prosecution's smart. They knew that that's what they would bring up. So they're like, we're going to bring it first.
Hmm.
We're going to already let the jury know that we understand that, you know, he had problems. He wasn't perfect. He had a drug problem. We're going to show you. So that takes the steam out of the defense now. Because
Hmm.
now, what are they going to show? The same video that they already saw? Like, yeah, we saw this. We know he's on drugs. They already admitted to it.
Yeah, and uh, that is what that's perfect.
Right.
Like, we're gonna get out in front of it first. And for
Right.
the defense, that has nothing to do with this case.
Of course not. Of
Nothing.
course not.
And so again, so they had her, um, uh, the fire captain testified as well. He got on the scene and he says he saw, and I quote, a unresponsive body.
Yep. Yep.
So again, what was his end game? Where if he did last 20 minutes, you were just gonna be on his back and neck for 20 minutes?
That's what
What's
I'm like.
that? Doesn't
What
make any
when
sense. None.
right. I'm just so he had stopped struggling. Like he died, he was dead, and he was still on him for minutes after that.
He wasn't.
Wow.
You guys had him under control. He wasn't resisting. I just heard. I heard a man on the ground saying, "Get off me! I can't breathe." You know, Mama. Like I heard it. I didn't see him flailing about because I didn't see Chauvin bouncing up and down. I just see him
Mhm.
perfectly still. When I thought, don't they say stop resisting, and pick him up?
Oh,
Any
that was
video I've
early.
seen. No, I'm just saying, just in general, any
Oh,
video I've
okay.
seen
Yeah.
of cops and police brutality, as they're beating up the victim, they're saying stop resisting so that they can pick him up. I didn't. Why didn't they pick him up? I didn't see any resisting. I didn't hear stop resisting. I didn't hear none of that. Where was the
Yeah.
resistance?
And that's key too, because why didn't they pick him up? The defense is trying to say that because he was on drugs, that maybe he could come to, or even if he was in like because they were asking that MMA fighter, hasn't someone been choked out and come back to consciousness, and got ready to fight, and he was like, I have never, but I've seen it. So they're trying to say Chauvin was on his neck still, because just in case he got up like a maniac, but he's handcuffed. So how is he getting up? Where's he gonna roll? Like what are you talking? Like none of that he should be guilty on every single count,
Yes,
because like
he
what?
needs to be.
like like there's just no none of it makes sense. The defense doesn't make sense. It just, I mean, I guess all they have to do is puncture one jar, but honestly, looking at the facts, I don't see any. They keep saying mob, there's no mob, there's 12 people. They keep saying angry, it's just a but 12 people asking for help, like and then 6 were kids. They were kids.
I don't see how asking for help is a mob. Like
But exactly.
pleading with someone to say, "Hey, he's in distress. He needs help." You're on his neck.
That's crazy.
Again, all the witnesses all wanted to help.
Yeah.
All of them felt sad. All of them feel horrible about what happened.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like an angry mob. That sounds like concerned citizens.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what it sounds like. It sounds like concerned citizens seen another citizen who was in distress, and unfortunately, the person that was putting him in distress was a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't do any more than that because they were scared they would end up like the gentleman that was
Right.
in distress. But
Right.
they wanted to help. One of them
Right.
called the cops on the cop because he could. That's the only thing he could do.
Right.
You know, the lady that you said, she thought her camera or her screen froze.
Right.
Think
Imagine.
about that. Let's just look at that. Your screen froze. Why? Nobody's moving.
Right. Not even Floyd. Not even Floyd.
Nobody's moving. Like they really did the mannequin challenge. Like
Yeah.
if again, I'm being facetious as fuck. But if you're not yelling stop resisting, why can't you pick them up? Like again, I all the videos I've seen, the cops stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. If he's not resisting, pick the man up. Like you already got him surrounded. You got him handcuffed. His hands is behind his back. What else can he?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know.
Yeah, he killed that man. Like
Yeah. It's so sad.
well, it
It's
wasn't even an accident. It's not an accident.
it's sad.
They didn't even render
Uh
CPR.
uh I'm getting phone calls. People know it's the show right now. Um a couple more people testified today. We have retired Sergeant David Kloger testified as well, and he says, "quote When Mr. Floyd was no longer offering up any resistance to the officers, they could have ended the restraint." Just like what we were talking about. Just like that.
Yeah.
They weren't yelling "Stop resisting." I didn't hear that in any of the videos that we're seeing that I saw that were shown in court. You know, historically, if you want to take it there,
Right.
the man said it himself. Like it's we'll keep you guys posted. It's a lot. There's going to be more testimony. I think there's supposed to be about a week and a half of witness testimony. Then there's going to be a week of like closing arguments from both sides. And then there's going to be a week of jury deliberation where they take all the information that they just heard and they go back in their chambers and they discuss and deliberate and bring a verdict. And they said that's supposed to last about a week as well, maybe a little week and a half. So this whole trial should last about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks.
Right.
So buckle up, people. This is just day 4. There's a lot more that's gonna go. So this is just a quick update on that. Hopefully, you guys, if you didn't catch it, hopefully you were able to catch up on this. If I can't even put a link because it's just go on YouTube, ABC, all the major news outlets are streaming it. I mean, I could probably leave a link for a stream that already happened. Hopefully, I don't get copywritten for that. But I love you guys, so I'll put it in the description anyway. To some of the stuff, a couple of the links that I've watched. I know Miss Lana's watched a couple of them as well. Yeah, that's all I got. Getting close to the end of the show, so I'm gonna wrap it up. We got one more case. This is to lighten the mood. It's funny because the person that is happening to is a major. He's a major a-hole. He is the cream of the. I won't even say the cream of the crop because people hate him in his own party. And I'm talking about, if you don't know, Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is caught up in a major scandal right now, people. Major scandal. If you don't know what that major scandal is, there was an investigation going into a Florida elected official by the name of Joel Greenberg. He was the main tax person. And what does the main tax person do? He collects your taxes and counts numbers. But why was he caught up in a scandal? Well, he gave everybody in his office a gun and a bulletproof vest to do their jobs. He said you are allowed to wear a bulletproof vest and carry a handgun in the tax collection building. Yeah, he went ham. He actually used state funds to pay off bills, to buy stuff for the office. He actually had the state reimburse him for the guns and bulletproof vests that he bought for his office. He gave a lot of his close friends jobs and certain contracts. He was corrupt. He was corrupt as corrupt as you could be, typical for a Republican. He went ham. You know, like if you were his friend during this time, boy, you had a blast. Going on lavish trips, buying cars. Like, yo, dude went ham on the taxpayer's dollar and didn't do a damn thing. He was caught up stealing money, embezzlement. And the main thing that he got caught up for, child trafficking, sex trafficking. He had little girls, unfortunately. Him and his boys, nasty, sick motherfuckers. I'm sorry, I had to say that. They was nasty. And one of his clients or partners, friends, turns out to be Matt Gaetz. And the reason why Matt Gaetz is caught up in this is because allegedly one of the people that he was paying trips for to fly back while he was on campaigning with the Trump administration was a 17-year-old girl.
Mm.
Now, the way sex trafficking laws work are, if you, and this is their language, but if you transport a minor across state lines, and you know, you do, that's sex trafficking, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money involved, but for lavish things and, you know, a help up or whatever, you know. He did that. He has come out and said that, you know, he pays for women to come. He said he's single. It's not legal to pay. You know, if I was in a different state, you know, let's say Seattle, Washington, or something like that, and I'm like, hey, you know, calling my lady, yo, Seattle is a beautiful place. You need to come to Mount Rainier. You know, we go hiking on Mount St. Helens. You know, won't you come fly out? I can do that because she's of age. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know, you can't do that if she's underage, right? So I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, it's I'll have links to this. It's a crazy story. All the stuff, all the intricacies and all that, it's crazy. Yeah, I'll have links for that in the description after the show. But that's all I got. I just wanted to end it on that. I don't like Matt Gaetz, if you can't tell. I just think it's funny that he's caught up in this. He's an asshole. Him and his boys just deserve. He's getting what he deserves. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is important as well. I didn't say this, and I'm mad I'm ending on this, but we'll have some good notes and all that. Unfortunately, if you guys haven't heard, just last night, there was a shooting in Orange County, California at an office building. 4 people were killed. One of them was a 9-year-old kid. 1 injured. They got the suspect in custody. Of course, there's no name yet, so you already know what time it is about that. There's no motive, so you already know what you're doing about that. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Right before Corona hit, that's all we heard about was mass shooting. I'm tired of it. We definitely need better gun laws in the country. But we know why they're doing that. It's for money, profit. The gun manufacturers are making a killing off illegal gun sales, loopholes in the gun system when you go to private gun shows, things like that. They're making a killing selling. You know, it's horrible, but it's unfortunate that this had to happen. We're just waiting for more information to come out. If he was anybody else, we would have everything already.
I think they said his name. I think they said his name because
they said his name.
like
Good, because I didn't.
Yeah,
All the,
like
the article I seen, the LA Times article, I didn't get a chance. I didn't see his name.
I don't remember it, but it sounded like a Hispanic. I don't know, like a Hernandez or Rodriguez, like something like that. They said his
Oh,
name.
okay.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Again, I personally
be
haven't
you.
heard it yet, but I'll leave some articles so that people can check that out. But that's all I got. Anything you want to say to the people before we close out?
Yep. I just want to close out with don't be fooled. So not only did Chauvin murder George Floyd, he inflicted torture. He tortured George Floyd for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That was torture. What we heard coming out of George Floyd's mouth, it was torture. So it wasn't like he was murdered quickly. He was murdered slowly. We don't even torture war criminals, but we're out here torturing Black men. Just think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
for me,
sad.
For me, we have to stay vigilant. We have to stay aware of one another. You know, it's we've been through a lot in the last 5 years as a country. You know, dealing with fuckboy Trump, all his issues. Like, it was literally every second of every minute of every hour there was something new, whether it was directly dealing with Trump, somebody around him, something going on. Like, it was a lot. And then within the last year, we get hit with something that nobody could have predicted would happen. Well, there were predictions, you know, scientists, you know, people who understand things like this. But for some reason, they all left. They all got fired, you know? And we've been dealing with this COVID shit. We've been locked up. We've been in the house. You know what I mean? Like, people have been having to wear masks. Stay safe, by the way. You know, like, we have been dealing with a lot. And I'm tired. And I know a lot of our viewers are tired. Personally, mentally, physically, you know, economically, like, a lot is going on. And hopefully we can help what you guys wade through all the bullshit. Kind of put everything into perspective. You know, kind of bring it on home. Like, try to make sense out of all this chaos. You know, because it's a lot. I'm tired. I'm so tired. You know, and it's, you know, we're here to kind of put it all together and make some sense. You know, it's a never-ending cycle, you know, but we're here for you. Hopefully you'll come back, you know, and stick with us through this. We'll break it down for you. We'll break it down the best we can and give it to you straight to your face. But that's all I got. But just stay safe, everybody. Be blessed. Stay happy.
Yes.
You know,
Mask
mask up. And if you can, please go online, sign up for the vaccine, get it so that, you know, it's here in Massachusetts. I'm not sure about other states, but if you get the vaccine and one of your friends or family members have the vaccine, y'all can go out. You don't need to wear a mask. You don't got to social distance. You don't got to do none of that. You can be with your family as long as you get vaccinated, as long as you get that shot. So please, let your little Twitter fingers go on whatever website you need to go on to get signed up. Please do that. Please. So you can
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. We're just going to cut him off.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next week. We got an awesome show. We got an awesome guest. We'll see y'all. Peace.
All right.